If you've ever watched Bluey, you know this show is simply amazing. But have you ever noticed that there are hidden secrets in the show that most people never realize? Among the many mysteries surrounding Bluey, one of the most intriguing ones involves little Missy, the sweet and cheerful friend of Bingo. There's a particular detail in the episode Rug Island that might reveal something interesting about her. During the game, we see several puppies running to their parents, complaining about not getting presents. The curious part is that almost all the puppies physically resemble their moms and dads, except for Missy. If we look closely, we can see that she has a completely different fur color compared to her mother. And on top of that, she seems to be an entirely different breed. This has led many fans to believe that Missy might actually be adopted. If that's true, it would mean she found a loving and caring family. And if this theory turns out to be correct, it would definitely be one of the most heartwarming moments in the show. Today, we're going to show you some of these surprising secrets that make Bluey an even more special animation. So come along as we dive deeper into Bluey's incredible world. Everyone knows that Bluey isn't just a fun cartoon, it also touches on emotional and even sensitive topics, like losing loved ones. One example of this happens in the episode Copycat, which portrays a sad moment when Bluey finds an injured bird. But there are also other hints in the show that suggest the theme of orphanhood might be subtly present. For instance, many fans believe that Chili and her sister, Brandy, lost their mother when they were still young. This would explain why we've never seen Bluey and Bingo's maternal grandmother. But that's not all. Other characters may also be orphans, even though it has never been explicitly confirmed. Judo and the Terriers, for example, are quite mysterious cases since we have never seen their fathers. The same goes for little Snickers, who has only been shown with his mother so far, with no mention of his father. Could he still be alive? These subtle clues scattered throughout the series make fans even more curious to uncover what really happened in these characters' pasts. Did you know that Bluey isn't an American show, but an Australian one? That becomes clear through various details in the series, like maps, city names, and even the food that appears in the episodes. But one thing many people haven't noticed is that Bluey might be one of the most multinational cartoons ever made. That's because several characters come from different countries. Judo's mom, for instance, isn't Australian. She was born in England, even though she has lived in Brisbane for many years. Meanwhile, the Terriers are from Scotland, which explains their accents and their resemblance to Scottish Terriers. And there's more. Mackenzie and his family come from a country right next to Australia, New Zealand. This might seem like a small detail, but it shows how Bluey embraces cultures from different parts of the world. That makes the show even more special, doesn't it? The world of Bluey is entirely dominated by dogs of different breeds and personalities. That's something we see in every episode. But have you ever noticed that we've never actually seen a real cat in the show? Even though felines have been mentioned a few times, no official appearance has happened so far. One of the most notable moments was when Bandit and Bluey found an injured Budgie, and Bandit quickly assumed that a cat was responsible. And it doesn't stop there. We know cats exist in this universe because the most popular cartoon among Bluey's dog characters is about a team of superhero cats. Bingo, for example, loves this show and always gets excited when it's on TV. But the real question is, will we ever see a cat in Bluey? How would the characters react? Would the dogs bark at them or chase them, just like in real life? This is something many fans have been wondering about. And so far, it remains unanswered. If you also think it's about time for a cat to appear in Bluey, comment below cats. Hey! For a long time, there were hints in different episodes suggesting that Chili might have another baby. But if you were still hoping for that to happen, forget it. The episode surprise put an end to that possibility. If you pay close attention, when Chili walks to the door to greet Bluey, there's a digital picture frame on the wall. In it, we see the entire Healer family gathered at Bluey's college graduation. And who's in the picture? Only Chili, Bandit, Bingo, and the show's main character. In other words, there's no sign of a new little brother or sister. This image confirms that we won't be seeing a new baby in the Healer family. Many fans, myself included, would love to see an extra pup in the household. But it looks like that idea will never become a reality. The world of Bluey is highly organized and follows many rules similar to our own society. However, even though the dogs in the series are civilized, they still have a strong instinctive side. A great example of this is Chili. As a red healer, she has an incredible ability to track things, just like real-life dogs of her breed. This trait is evident in several moments throughout the series, showing that some natural behaviors are still very much a part of their daily lives. Another funny example involves Bandit. He's a highly respected archaeologist, but in the minisode where he presents a newly discovered bone, he just can't resist. He ends up biting the bone, just like any regular dog would. This just proves that despite all the modernity and evolution in Bluey's world, canine instincts still take over in many situations. It seems that, deep down, a bit of the caveman dog era still influences their daily lives. From the start of this video, we've talked about Bluey's friends who are from other countries, but the show goes even further by introducing other characters who aren't native to Australia. A classic example is Jean-Luc. Along with his family, he comes from Canada and spends his vacation in Australia. The way he and Bluey interact is really interesting because it shows how children can form friendships even when they don't speak the same language. Another moment that highlights the show's diversity happens in the episode Explorers, where Jack's dad, while trying to find his way to school, comes across two backpackers, one girl from Argentina and a guy from France. Still on the topic of international characters, we have Rusty's dad. He's Australian, but since he's in the military, he's stationed at a base outside the country. In the episode Cricket, we see that he's in a location many experts believe to be in the Middle East, based on environmental details and the type of helicopter shown in the background. It's truly impressive how Bluey naturally integrates characters from different parts of the world. Had you noticed these details before? The adventurous spirit has been in the Healer family for at least 3 generations. They are big travelers, and this passion for exploring the world is shown in several moments throughout the series. For example, before Bluey and Bingo were even born, Bandit and Chili went on a long backpacking trip. We can see this through photos displayed around the house, showing the two of them visiting different places. Another important detail appears in the episode The Show, when Chili mentions that she and Bandit met in England, indicating that their journey together started far from Australia. And it doesn't stop there. Grandpa Bob, Bandit's dad, spent a long time away from the family because he was in India on a journey of self-discovery. What exactly did he mean by that? Well, we may never know for sure. But one thing is clear, he loves to travel. To top off this family tradition of backpacking, in the episode Surprise, we see a photo of an adult Bingo on a trip to Easter Island, in Chile. This proves that the youngest member of the family inherited the love for exploring distant places. The Healers are definitely natural-born travelers, and their adventures are full of unforgettable moments. And if you made it this far, click the subscribe button now so you don't miss our next videos. Now, let's talk about the canine instincts that Bluey's characters display in their daily lives, adding that realistic touch to the series. For example, we see the Healer sisters barking at anyone they consider an intruder. This happens in the episode where the construction workers arrive to build a pond in the backyard, and Bluey tells Bingo they need to bark at the intruders. This behavior also appears in the episode Bingo, when the little Healer has to play alone. The moment the mailman arrives, she starts barking, just like a real dog would when seeing a stranger. Another instinct we can spot in the characters is tail wagging. Bluey often wags her tail when she's happy or excited, something that is very characteristic of real dogs. And we can't forget the episode Mums and Dads, when Indy asks Winton to take care of her baby. He immediately agrees and explains that he belongs to a very obedient breed, which shows just how strong the little bulldog's instincts really are. Bluey does a fantastic job of portraying how canine instincts are still present in the character's behavior, making the story feel even more realistic and fun. If we talked about the father, we also have to talk about the son. Apparently, struggles and love run in the bulldog family's DNA. Despite being an amazing pup who's always ready to help his friends, little Winton also faces his own challenges in the world of romance. His crush on Coco is quite obvious, but unfortunately, it's completely one-sided. In one of the most heartbreaking moments, he tries to sit next to her, but the pink poodle quickly moves away, making it clear that she doesn't feel the same way. And it doesn't stop there. At school, things get even more complicated when Coco complains that Winton never stays still, scolding the poor pup. This behavior makes it clear that Coco has absolutely no romantic interest in Winton. And since love often takes unexpected turns, his story seems to reflect his dad's, who also had his fair share of heartbreak before finally finding someone special. But we believe little Winton will find his true love in the future. We're rooting for you, Winton. Who would have thought that Winton's dad would finally find true love? After a long romantic journey spanning 3 seasons, Cornelius has found his perfect match, the terrier's mom. This is confirmed at the end of the episode The Sign, when he decides to buy the house from the former buyers of the Healer's residence. This way, Bluey's family doesn't have to move. A happy ending for everyone. But things weren't always this way. In the episode Quiet Game, we see Cornelius in a very different situation, walking hand in hand with his then-girlfriend on the other side of the street. It looked like things were going well, right? But it didn't take long for us to realize that fate had other plans for him. In the episode Perfect, while Bandit plays boomerang with Bluey, Cornelius appears sitting alone under a tree, looking devastated. Everything suggests that his previous relationship didn't end well. Cornelius' love life definitely wasn't easy, but at least now he's found his happy ending. He truly deserves it. Now that you've discovered these amazing details, we've left 2 awesome videos for you to choose from and keep having fun. The best part? You'll be staying with us. Just click on the one you prefer. See you in a bit.